You should definitely be playing with the shaft of it a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I probably should.
Hello, you're listening.
Oh, that was smooth. You dropped the mic.
We're
Not in a
podcasting
cool way.
from a bed,
Yeah,
but it's not gay.
it's pretty gay.
And Chase just knocked the microphone over.
Yeah, no, that wasn't me.
And this is NPR.
Please stop.
Okay, hang on.
That is-
Let me stop it. Let's see.
Probably should.
Oh, it's recording a second audio stream. Cool.
I don't know what that means, but
Oh, that's neat.
is it?
We're podcasting from
Is it doing a thing?
but it's not gay. And Chase just knocked the microphone over. And this is theoretically, there could be four of us.
See, that would be stupid, though.
That would be cool.
That would be kind of stupid.
We could record ourselves talking about the movie, and then record ourselves again talking to ourselves talking about a movie.
Aw.
And that way, it sounds like there's four people in the room instead of...
Dude,
I gotta get closer to this microphone.
Winter Soldier was on?
Alright, Winter Soldier. Let's talk
That
about
was-
Winter Soldier.
I forgot how good it was. Because, like,
Thought you were gonna say how gay it was.
I mean, the bromance was there, definitely, between Chris Evans and long-haired metal arm man, but...
Hawkeye?
Yeah,
Tell what was this movie about again?
sure.
Manitoba Hydra. Hydra has taken over the government.
It's taking over S.H.I.E.L.D., not the government.
Oh.
Although I guess, yeah, technically.
There's a government guy in there.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Spoilers,
That's...
because nobody's seen it yet.
Spoilers for a movie everyone should have seen by now.
Okay, so let's talk about this movie. So it's the continuation of
Like,
the
Avengers.
American Captain guy
yeah.
from the
Cap-
first show.
Captain America, the first Captain America.
We should close the door.
Should we?
Yeah,
Alright,
and
I'm gonna
while
go do
you're
that.
doing that, I will talk.
Okay.
So the first one, he was looking for something, and there was a red-headed guy in
And he was
it.
fighting Nazis, and Hugo Weaving was Red Skull.
Yeah, I like Hugo Weaving, but Red Skull was a very forgettable bad guy, I think.
No,
Do you think?
he was generic Nazi man?
He's rated pretty high when it comes to bad guys, but
We haven't
I
seen
think
him,
that was a long list of bad guys.
We haven't seen him do anything. I think
Red
he's
Skull?
better in the comics.
Will he be
probably.
back?
I don't know. He got shot into space,
Cool.
so probably not.
The Hulk might bump into him.
Hey, we don't know he's in space now.
So then in Captain America, he has a buddy called Bucky who
Yeah.
supposedly dies
Yeah, he
by
falls
falling off of
he
a
gets his
train.
arm cut off or whatever.
Now, did he have his arm cut off in that movie?
I can't remember because the first one was not that good. The
Okay.
first Captain, because they had his they had Chris Evans' head CGI'd onto like a skinny dude, and it looked terrible. Because he had like a fat head and a skinny body. I was like, yeah, it's not his body.
It's kind of like me.
No, you just.
Is this thing still working?
I don't know. Probably, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So that bothered me too, because the CGAI looked so bad.
Yeah,
It's like
artificial
his
intelligence.
head. His head was floating around a body, it seemed.
Yeah, it was good in some places, namely when he turns away from the camera. We can't see his face, but
Yeah.
yeah.
They should have just had him. They should have filmed it over the course of like 10 years and had him starve himself till where he was really thin, like Christian Bale did in The Machinist. Or as I like to call it, The Machinist.
I was about to make that joke, but go on.
The Ex-Machinist. And then they should have filmed it
Yeah.
and then fattened him up to where he's fat Captain America.
He's not supposed to be fat. He's supposed to be like fit fat.
Oh, like me.
Yeah.
So
Nah. It's debatable.
now we have the second one where Bucky is now
The Winter Soldier.
captured. And Bucky is called the Winter
He's
Soldier.
not captured. He's like,
Brainwashed.
yeah, pretty much.
And why is... Okay, here's kind of a problem I have with this movie. It takes place at Christmas. Is that why he's the Winter Soldier?
No.
Then what does that mean? I don't understand Winter Soldier. Everybody loves it. They go Winter Soldier. But has anybody ever asked the question, why?
Why don't you, like, look it up on the
All right,
internet
you
or
tell me
something?
about it.
I don't know anything. I just watched the movie and I'm like, wow, this is better than Expendables 3. That's all I could think.
Yet apparently there is a lot of bloopers in it, but I don't notice any of them.
I don't. It's some very good action scenes. Pretty intense. The bromance at the end when he's all like,
You think so?
yeah, man.
So according to what I'm reading here,
Yeah.
the
off of
Winter
Wikipedia.
Soldier is Bucky.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just, I don't understand it.
You want to read up into that, or?
I don't know. Something about his queef. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's the Winter Soldier. I didn't notice a bromance.
At the end, when like Chris Evans is like, "I'll save you, Bucky," and he lifts the big thing off of him.
Really? I just saw Bucky punching him a lot.
Yeah, he punched him in the face, and he's like, "Oh, I'll save you because I'm confused about the world."
It was a good movie. It didn't feature like the Hulk or any. It was sort of like there wasn't a lot of. I guess there was special effects, but it wasn't like
Crazy
over the
amounts.
top.
Yeah.
Like the thing that gets kind of overwhelming with things like the Avengers is that it's all just
The insane amount of CGI.
yeah, it's just constantly coming at you.
Like in
and
the new one where they're like, "How far can we push it? Let's have an entire city just
yeah,
whoosh out of the ground."
yeah, and it's just it becomes overkill, and then it kind of overshadows a story. Even though Avengers, it rarely has much of a story. It's always just a villain trying to destroy the Earth or something. Whereas the Winter Soldier seemed to be a little bit more.
Story driven.
Eh?
Story driven in a way.
Oh, I thought you said Storage Wars.
Yeah, yeah, he was bidding against, Bucky, and Bucky was like,
There was a
"Yeehaw."
and Dave Hester.
Yep.
And but I thought the bromance was Scarlett Johansson and Eye Patch Guy. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not a bromance.
I thought something was going to happen between Captain America and Scarlett Johansson.
It certainly felt that way, like they were kind of setting it up, but it never really happened because the comedy was really her trying to set up Chris Evans with random chicks.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's all like, that nurse chick. Apparently she's Southern.
But there's no scenes in the movie where he's dating someone, where he goes on a date.
No, because he's,
That sucks. I would have liked to have watched a Captain America
that sounds
winter dater, where he's just dating chicks.
only in the winter. Once spring rolls around, he's like, "That's it, I can't handle this."
He has to date old chicks, like 80 up.
I mean, there was that scene where
Could you imagine
Oh, okay.
if he takes an 80-year-old home and wants to have bionic sex with her, and he just
bionic?
well, because he's like, he's all juiced up. So he's how old would he be now? Like an 89-year-old guy?
Well, Agent Carter. There was that scene.
Asian Carter,
Agent Carter. That
where
chick,
she did what?
She was just old, and he was like, "Oh, I'm here now."
And he's like, "Let's get busy," and then he killed her.
"What?" He broke her hip.
Yeah. The nurse walked in, and she's like cut in half.
She split up the middle.
From his. I wonder if he's still like small down there,
Oh,
or if
probably.
the serum. She's just tiny.
It was like Tony Stark says, like, "I'm so sorry. It only works so much." And then he looks down. And he's like, "No."
Did he do that
No.
in the Avengers?
Yes, in the Avengers, he only suddenly realized.
So in the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
he's fighting a guy an actor I really like, who's supposed to be playing T-Bone or Crosshairs or Crossbones or something. And I can't remember the actor's name, but he's awesome.
He was cool. He beat the crap out of Falcon.
Yeah, I like that guy because he was in the second movie, where in the first movie,
Second movie?
it was Ethan Hawke
Ethan Hawke?
who had who had
Okay.
covered his windows and doors. The Purge. In the second Purge,
Oh.
he was the guy who was
Is he
kind of the militarized guy,
He was the main guy, right?
beating everyone up. He was the only awesome part about that movie, I thought.
Both those movies kind of suck, but
Oh, I liked him in that movie, though. He was cool.
the end of the first
He'd make a
one was
good
okay.
Punisher, I think. He'd make an art Punisher.
Well, they already got Shane from The Walking Dead as the Punisher.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Shane?
Yeah, from the Daredevil TV show.
Shane on Daredevil is the Punisher? Really?
It's not his real name. His real name isn't Shane.
It's a crossover. He's still Shane.
But he thinks he's the Punisher.
Yeah, and he's a zombie-fied Punisher. I wish that the guy that was in the second Punisher could be the Punisher.
Oh, yeah, that
The
guy,
Aussie
the
guy.
turtleneck.
He's like 8 feet 9 inches tall. The guy is huge. I thought he was a good Punisher.
Yeah, they had Jigsaw as the main villain, which was kind of neat.
It was better than the first Punisher, that's for sure.
Although there was that scene with Kevin Nash, who was the big striped dude. And he hit him in the face.
Was that Kevin Nash?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll have to watch that again.
I know. I want to watch it just for that scene.
That part was cool,
That part
because
was
that's an actual character, right?
I don't
Striped shirt guy. It's like Waldo,
know.
because he had the little hat on.
It's Voldo.
But Captain America wasn't in that. He was in the Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
which Hydra is trying to take
Probably
over
shouldn't be swinging your phone around.
Shield, and what's his face? That famous actor dude.
Yeah.
Who's
Samuel
like,
L. Jackson.
No, no, the white guy.
Oh, the white, main bad guy kind of?
Yes,
He's
he
like-
was kind of not a great bad guy because he doesn't have any special under the skin armor, but he's
Subdermal titanium
yes, but he's very famous.
armor. Yeah.
Robert Redford, the guy's been around forever. The
I thought he was a good villain.
guy's awesome. He's an awesome actor,
He was a very good villain.
and so he's in charge of Shield. Then what's Nick Fury? What is Nick Fury's gig?
No, that guy was not in charge. He was there's three main people who kind of run it, and then
Three villains run it.
three main people, and then he was
Shield.
kind of under them, and then Nick Fury's under that guy. So he's
Okay,
Nick Fury's high up, but he's not the highest.
so he's under Robert Redford,
But now
who's
that-
under some other people. Is Robert Redford under the people that showed up there?
Yes, and I think he killed them all. He killed all the three big executives.
But he didn't because
Yeah, he did.
that chick.
Disguised herself as one of them.
Yeah,
So I don't know what happened to her. If they
maybe she killed her to disguise herself like her to save her.
So
That makes sense. So in
What?
the end, there's no
Yeah.
Hawkeye. There is a flying guy.
yeah, there's Falcon.
Falcon's in it. Okay, Falcon is different than the black guy in Iron Man, right?
Yes.
These are two different guys
Yes.
played by the same actor.
Yes, Don Cheadle.
So they're both Don Cheadle. Think they could find more black actors.
No, that's it.
So there's Don Cheadle,
Marcus cornered.
and then Don Cheadle is also
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury and
Captain
the guy that protects Asgard.
Yes.
Jeez.
Steve, Steve Cheadle.
So when they have Don Cheadle all in one shot together with
It's all
himself,
CGI.
it's all CGI Cheadles. It's a bunch of Cheadles. I wish they'd kept the guy from the original Captain America
Tracy Morgan.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan would be excellent Professor X, but he's awesome.
He'd be a bit too short.
Well, now that his legs don't work.
Well, now that his legs
Calling
don't
him
work, he can
before.
be in a wheelchair.
That's true. He'd be perfect,
He'd
Professor
be perfect.
X.
Although I don't think he can speak very well.
So that's Captain America, which I think we both enjoyed.
Yeah, it's just-
we give it 5 stars out of something.
We should probably rate these out of 10.
I don't know. I don't know about rating them.
Out of 10? Out of 10, Winter Soldier, I'd probably give 8.7.
8.7?
Yeah.
I was gonna give it a 7.8. So that's pretty good. There we go.
I don't know. It's just like seeing it again. Like we saw that movie right after Expendables 3 because we kind of delayed Winter Soldier for quite some time.
It must have been difficult because coming from a great action movie like Expendables to a hunk of poo. That's what Captain America needed, was every single action hero ever.
Yeah.
To have a cameo in it.
Any old action star needed to be in it for at least 3 seconds of fame.
Now, does Stan Lee continue to show up in these things? Doing different things? Was he in the Winter Soldier? He had to have been.
Yes, I think he was. Yeah, he was.
Because he even shows... Does he show up in all the sequels? Was he in Iron Man? Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3?
I don't know. I don't know.
He had to have been there somewhere.
He probably was. I just can't remember because both of those Iron Man sequels are terrible.
All I know, all I remember he did was he drank Hulk urine out of a milk jug in one of those shows. Remember when Incredible Hulk? There was the green stuff.
Yeah, that's in the movie The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, because
Hulk urine.
Well, he's working at an assembly line and he had to pee. And he goes, por favor, pedo or whatever. And the guy says, no pee. And so he takes the bottle and just urinates it and drinks it. But Stan Lee should then be a superhero.
I mean, there is a character that looks exactly like Stan Lee, and he's like the most powerful character in the Marvel Universe or something stupid like that. But,
Because he can write the comic.
Yes, because he can write comic books. But The Expendables 3 was terrible.
So we both enjoyed it. It was a very good movie. It was not overblown with crazy CGI. It had a story. It's one of those movies that you can actually, like a lot of these good action movies, you can just sit down and watch it. And it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Oh, Winter Soldier's on. And I was only going to sit down for like a couple of minutes, and I ended up watching the whole thing. So
and then like, 5 hours goes by, and you're like, wow. It's a long movie. But you know what? Chris Evans is far from one of my favorite actors. Captain America is far from my favorite captain guy.
Superhero.
I like Captain and Tennille, but yeah, he's not my favorite superhero because Captain America is just too white bread, too like Boy Scout.
I like what he's fighting for. I like the whole freedom idea.
Guns and Bibles is what Captain America fights for.
No.
He will punch, he will cave. If you're wearing concave glasses, he will cave them in.
He will conflex them.
He will conflex your concave glasses. But he will. You know what? You're right. He's all about freedom and stuff. And
except I find his character too black and white. Almost. There's no...
Very white.
There's no, like, shades with him. He's kind of like Rorschach in that sense. He's kind of like...
So he wouldn't kill 100 people to save 5 billion Chinese.
Well, what do you think he did in, like, 5 billion Chinese? What? Well, that's what he did in Winter Soldier. They're like, oh, we're gonna kill 20 million people to save 7 billion. He's like, I can't let you do that. And then he...
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember the plot at all.
I don't remember.
I
must have watched something else. Wow, okay. So, yeah, so that's kind of I don't know, is that a character flaw of his?
Kind of.
You know, you give him credit. He stands up for what he believes.
He could have let Bucky drown, but he ended up saving him anyways.
When did he save him? Drown when? Oh, at the end?
Yeah, right at the end.
All I remember is him getting punched by Bucky.
Yeah, because he
and I probably went to the washroom and never came back and I went, well, Bucky killed Captain America.
Why is he in Avengers 2? It must have been before.
Punched the crap out of him.
No, he like lifted up the thing. He's like, you know me, and they just beat the crap out of Captain America. And then he's like, no way.
And he says, keep it coming. And he's hitting him. He's like, and Captain America's like, oh baby, I like it. And Bucky's like, what?
My safe word's pineapple.
Pineapple. So yeah. So I don't know. I mean, he's not my favorite character, but it was really good somehow. Like, I don't know. It was just
the action was just...
The action was
perfectly
crazy.
Shot.
You know, it's like that dude Chris Stuckman says about action shots being filmed really bad. There's like way too much of that.
Chop edits. You don't see what's going on. It's like in Expendables. Remember when Jason Statham fights, like Expendables 3, when he fights that big guy, and it's supposed to be this thing, but they film it on such an angle where you can only see the top of his bald, stupid head and this other guy, and they're like fighting, but it's at this weird angle where you can't see anything, and then all of a sudden he beats him.
They were slap fighting.
They were like slap fighting, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I got you now." Haha.
And then, what's his name? Rocky Balboa decides to fight Riggs, and the fight was so bad. Like Mel Gibson,
Man.
they just didn't use. Oh, God, I hate Expendables so much. They didn't use him.
They had
Mel Gibson.
They had
a
perfect villain, like real life villain Mel Gibson.
Yeah. He should have been
crazy, insane man, Mel Gibson.
Stallone should have been like. Stallone should have had a nail gun, and he should have been shooting nails
into his toes.
Whose toes?
His own.
Yeah, he could do that. He could have shot nails into his hands and then started scratching Mel Gibson. He should have shot Gibson in the knees, and then Gibson would start staggering backwards, and then they needed Murtaugh there. He's like, I'm too old for this. They really needed Murtaugh. And what's his face? Gibson staggers backwards
and shoots him in the groin.
No, unbeknownst to him, there's a cross behind him. So he bumps into the cross. His one arm goes up, and Stallone shoots a nail into his one hand. And in the pain, his other hand shoots up, and so he ends up literally nailed to the cross.
So he crucifies Mel Gibson.
He crucifies Mel Gibson. Do you hear that, Stallone? You suck. I have a better story.
I remember the ending of Expendables 2 just because of how bad it was. When he's fighting Van Damme, they fall into like this tight, narrow corridor thing, and it's like a 2-second fight.
Yeah, well, Van Damme gets a chain.
He gets a chain. He
swings it at him. Stallone takes it from him and beats him to death with the chain or something.
Okay, because they're like behind cover, and they're like shooting, and then miraculously and coincidentally they both run out of bullets and no one hits each other because they suck, and it's an action movie, it's a cliche, whatever. And then Van Damme grabs a chain, and then he whips Stallone in like the butt a couple times.
And Stallone's like, ooh.
And then he grabs it, hits Van Damme like on the back, and then
Van Damme's like, ow.
Yeah, he's like, ow.
Yeah.
Ouchie. And then he like wraps it around his neck or something, and then he's like, and they shoots him in the head, and then it ends.
Did he kill him?
Yeah.
He should have had a nail gun
and
crucified Van Damme.
That's like his signature. He just crucifies the villains.
So, yeah, so that's all. Captain America Winter Soldier had everything that Expendables didn't have in it, which was good.
Do you think your opinion would have changed for Expendables 3 if there was blood?
No, it was still garbage.
It was still garbage.
It was complete garbage.
But it added insult seeing him shoot people and then them do that like little dance thing before they fall down. They're like, and they shake their body, but no blood.
Like Thriller.
Yeah, like not like Thriller. I mean, like
like how they gyrate.
Like do the Harlem Shake kind of thing. And it's like,
I would rather see no blood sometimes than CGI blood. I want blood squibs in everything.
The digital blood squibs.
Yeah, it looks really bad because sometimes it's like in the case of Kill Bill.
Yeah,
that was perfect use of CGI blood, or maybe it wasn't even CGI, but whatever it was so over the top. If you're going to do fake blood without like blood squibs or whatever, go over the top. But otherwise, just do it the RoboCop way.
Ninja Assassin kind of went over the top, but I felt like it was a bit too much.
Really? I like it in the Japanese movies, though. You sort of expect that.
It's like whoosh,
you cut off the arm and the blood just goes spray, spray, spray.
But it's like American, so it's like
so they're not allowed to do it.
No, they can if they want. It's fine with me. But
was there blood in Captain America? I didn't remember any blood.
Yes, Captain America gets shot like 9 times.
But so does eye patch guy.
Eye patch guy gets shot like 20 times. Black Widow gets shot.
But it went kind of grazed her.
No, it like went through her chest.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that scene.
Captain
Her
America-
chest. I'll have to go back and freeze frame the chest shot.
She's in her suit. It's not like you can see anything. Kid.
Oh.
It's fine.
Does she seek medical attention?
Yes.
None of them do.
Yeah?
They're all getting shot and they're just running around.
No, because there's a scene where she gets shot, and then Cap's like, no, and so then they get like captured by like the bad guy that you want to be. What was that guy?
I want to be?
You wanted that bad guy to be like what, the Punisher or something? That bad guy you're talking
Crossbone.
about? Yeah, Crossbones or whatever. He captures them, they escape, they go to where Nick Fury is, and then she gets medical attention.
Okay, but Nick Fury got shot 20 times and died.
He didn't die, though.
They faked his death.
Faked his death.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah. We already said spoilers.
They faked his death,
Yes.
and then Captain America gets shot up,
He gets shot
but
in the
survives
yeah.
because he's Captain America.
That and he got shot in the butt.
Did he get shot in the rear end?
He got shot in the butt.
Jesus.
We're kind of like that like gray area between thigh and butt. It was kind of like, I'm pretty sure he got shot in the butt.
Perfect example of a good fight scene is the
I thought you were
elevator
gonna
scene.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is how you should film it. When I watch a fight scene,
Built a lot of tension, too. Cause
I want to see fists hitting people. I want to see the Matrix thing. I want to see the camera. Rather than cutting, move the camera around and stuff. Or, like whoever did the editing for Captain America, even with all of the bloopers or whatever, did a good job with editing, especially the action scenes in it were done really, really well. Yeah, so it's one of those movies that I sit there and I go, yeah, I could see this happening in the real world. I could see a SHIELD guy fighting a robot arm guy. Unlike Avengers, where I can't see the Hulk fighting the Hulkbuster. But I could see a guy with a shield and a one-arm guy fighting, because that was cool.
And he's not really a one-armed guy. I mean, he's got two arms. This is one of them's a robot arm.
Did we
I mean, if Captain
figure out where his other arm went? Did it fall off?
Are they gonna attach it to like a gorilla or something?
Maybe I'm wrong, but wasn't Captain America holding his arm while he was falling off the train, and it kind of tore off his body? And Captain America pulls up this arm and goes, "Ah, shit!" Or did I make that up?
I'm pretty sure you just made that up.
Captain America's like, "Ah, shit, Bucky." Bucky's like, "I'm gonna get you." He just falls, but he fell. Bucky fell like a million miles
into like a river.
He should have died.
But he didn't, and it's a comic book movie, and none of it makes sense.
I thought you were gonna say comedy. I wasn't laughing. So Bucky's gonna be back.
Yeah, because, spoilers for the mediocre Avengers film. Wait, no. Ant-Man! It was at the end of Ant-Man. Spoilers for the end credit scene for Ant-Man, which you haven't seen yet.
Bucky's gonna be back.
Yeah, Bucky gets captured, and Cap's like, we captured him. That's pretty much it.
So, in the end, S.H.I.E.L.D. is destroyed.
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone, but they kind of like...
Is it gone? Because is Nick Fury...
They kind of rebuilt it with, like, the helicarrier, and Nick Fury's, like, in charge now.
Because I don't get Nick Fury.
And Maria Hill.
Every single time one of these stupid movies starts, Nick Fury goes, "I'm too old for this shit. I ain't doing shit." And then something happens, and in the end, he's back in charge.
And
it's like...
somehow he ends up saving them, like Avengers 2, where he shows up literally out of nowhere... With the helicarrier fully functional, and just shows up.
And he kills Ultron. He's like, bam!
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
He showed up as Vision. Don Cheadle as the Vision.
Yeah, he does the mocap for Vision. Don Cheadle.
So that's our review.
Of like 5 different movies in one, apparently.
Of Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Good movie. See it. Don't like not.
Or else I just took the...
You took the little ball off the end of the stand.
My little ball just fell off. Alright. That's all. Goodbye.
Don't lose your balls now.
Should I stop it now?
I don't know.
I'll stop it. There we go. Let's see how this sounds. Oh shit, I'm still talking.